He was born where the corn gets high, dust on his boots, July in his eyes, blue like the sky right after the storm, chasing every fence line wild and warm. She moved in from a town 2 states away, brown eyes quiet, but they never look away from the boy throwing rocks at the old creek bend. Didn't know that summer he'd be more than a friend. Blue-eyed boy with his brown-eyed girl, didn't have much, but he gave her his whole world. From a rusted swing to a diamond ring, he said, as long as you're here, I got everything. Every prayer he ever whispered, every dream unfurled. Blue-eyed boy with his brown-eyed girl. She wrote verse on the back of his hand. He drew hearts in the dust, traced out plans. Prom night photo in a county fair light, her head on his shoulder, everything right. He swore he'd build her a little white house, big front porch, kids running in and out. She laughed, said, you and your wild ideas, but her heart moved in, yeah, it moved in that year. Blue-eyed boy with his brown-eyed girl, didn't have much, but he gave her his whole world. From a rusted truck to a worn-out ring, he said, as long as you're here, I've got everything. Every prayer he ever whispered, every dream unfurled. Blue-eyed boy with his brown-eyed girl. They stood in a church with a handful of friends, rain on the roof and vows in their hands. His voice shook when he promised his name. Her tears fell soft like warm summer rain. Years rolled on like a 2-lane road. Some days heavy, some days gold. When the bills stacked high and the nights fell long, they held on hard and they held on strong. She found him staring at a midnight sky, said, tell me the truth, you doing all right? He pulled her close on the back porch rail, said, I'm scared to fall, but I won't let us fail. A crib in the room where his posters hung, little blue blanket, lullabies on his tongue. Brown-eyed baby with a half-crooked grin, he saw every second of his life in him. Blue-eyed boy with his brown-eyed girl and a brown-eyed child that became their world. From a sleepless night to that first small smile, he paced those floors another 1,000 miles. Every prayer he ever whispered, every dream unfurled. Blue-eyed boy with his brown-eyed girl. Storm hit hard on a cold fall night, tires on the road, just a flicker of light. Sirens cried through the farmhouse dark. She held his hand, felt the break in his heart. Doctor said it's harder than it should be, but hold on tight, keep talking to me. So we leaned in close, brushed hair from her face, said if love can heal, you're walking out of this place. Weeks in a room with the blinds half drawn, pictures from home taped up on the wall. He read old stories from that first June, talked about the baby sang off tune. She'd squeeze his fingers when the nights ran long. He learned the power of a simple song. Blue eyes tired, but his voice still firm. I'm not leaving here till you return. Blue-eyed boy with his brown-eyed girl, fighting like fire to hold on to their world. From a waiting room to that hopeful call, he said, every tear you cried, I'd cry them all. Every prayer he ever whispered, every dream unfurled. Blue-eyed boy with his brown-eyed girl. Years later on the 50-yard line, bleachers shaking, halftime lights, brown-eyed teen with a his mama's smile. Running that field like he'd owned it a while. They cheered so loud the whole town turned. He saw every mile of the road they'd earned. From the first shy glance at the old creek bend to this loud, bright, borrowed weekend.